All right, hi everybody. It's time for the moment of truth. Let me make a little adjustments here to the. Let's go. Yeah, it looks a little bit better like that. Okay, just want to make a few adjustments there. Actually, we'll get the work surface in there a little bit better. Okay, I'm coming around. There I am. We're gonna make a Chicago Tavern style pizza in a home oven with a baking stone cranked up. And showed you how to make the dough, showed you how to prep the dough an hour ago if you watched that, and now we're just gonna roll it out. So here's my dough, it's been sitting, it's very soft, ready to work with. Put the bowl away over there. We're gonna use a little bit more bench flour. Just not, because we don't want this to stick while rolling it out, we don't want it to stick to our rolling pin. And so now it's elbow grease time. Oh, sorry, before we get to elbow grease time, our stone has been in the oven, 525 preheating, up on the upper level. Now, you may not have one of these. It's an infrared thermometer. I do because of all my pizza making that I do. But let's just take a peek and we'll see what the temperature of the stone is after an hour. Okay? Set to 525. I go hit the stone, and the stone says it is at 500 degrees. Okay? So, yeah, 525, but the stone doesn't quite get there. That's how ovens work. They kind of cycle. The heat goes on and off. And so that's the thing that concerns me, is that we're only at 500. A real professional oven, we'd be up at 550. So I'm worried about the bake. I'm worried that the crust is not going to come out exactly the way I want it to. It's going to be undercooked. Like, it's not going to be crispy enough. So I've got a trick for that. I'm going to show you the trick. And also help me to talk a little bit about what's going to happen too. So, and this trick might not work. I actually might wind up overcooking the pizza for this trick, but we'll see. In any case, what we're going to do is we're going to roll this out. And we want to get this thing as thin as we possibly can. And this takes elbow grease. And I wish I had more grease in my elbows. I always, when I watch my pizza mentor Leo Spizzeri, he's got Popeye arms, and when he takes a rolling pin, he goes to town, and it takes him 30 seconds to do. It's going to take me probably 3 minutes to do. But we're going to get it done. I want this as thin as I could possibly get, and it's going to fight me. It's going to snap back a little bit. It's okay. Also, you might notice it's not very round. Also okay. One nice way to do it is just you roll 90 degrees, roll 90 degrees, and just put your weight into it. Back and forth, back and forth. It'll get there. It takes a really long time, because this dough does not have a lot of water in it, so it's going to fight. It's going to get there, but it's going to fight me. And you can already see I scuffed it with my finger right there. It'll be ready. All right, see, it's getting bigger. What I'm shooting for is for it to get as big as this circle, and we're not there yet. So we're going to keep going because we're not there. And like I said, we want it to be mostly round, but it doesn't have to be perfectly round. I'm going to show you why once I get this big enough. That's getting close. Now, I measured this out because I know how thin I roll these things. I measured this out, so if you've rolled it thin enough, you should be able to fit this circle on there. And I haven't quite gotten it thin enough. And you do get snapback, which is okay. So if you roll it out bigger than, just as thin as you can get. As thin as you can get. That's getting there. We're getting there. Okay. That, I think, is going to do it. Okay. So I've got this super thin. You can see here, the circle, there's a lot of dough sticking over the sides. That's okay. I don't mind that it's thick. I'm going to tell you what I do with that later. But now that I know I've got it thin enough, we're going to make it look pretty. So I get my pizza cutter out, and we're going to go around. We're going to go around this way. And we're going to get a nice circle. And you're like, oh, what about all that wasted dough? Well, this is like a quarter of wasted, like a quarter. That's money, like a quarter of dough. But we can do stuff with this. I'll talk about that later. Let's put that over there. So now we've got a nice little circle. Okay. Now, to the underneath. Well, actually, before we do anything to this, next thing I'm going to do, this is an optional step. I have a docker, and what this docker does, is it puts little holes in the dough. Because remember, if you saw the previous video, I made those laminations in there, and that's really nice because it's going to give me layers. But sometimes those layers puff up and they get huge, and then like all the cheese slides off, you get this giant bubble, which are actually really tasty, but not so pretty. So the docker is going to keep us from getting these big giant bubbles in this dough. And I used to fight this so much using the docker, but I decided, yeah, it's worth it. So the docker, you just go just like that, docked. Looks like a professional frozen pizza crust now. And in fact, we're going to almost treat this like a frozen pizza crust. And what I mean by that is, we're going to take this, we're going to put it in the oven, and we're going to bake it for 4 minutes, just by itself, 4 minutes. And then we're going to take it back out, we're going to put our sauce on and our cheese on, and we're going to put it back in. So it seems weird, like shouldn't it all go in at once? Yes, if this oven was at the right temperature, we could put it all in at once and it's fine. But we're doing this in a home oven, so we got to use some tricks. So we're going to go in for 4 minutes, pull it out, dress it, and put it back in. Now, I think that's going to work well. I could be wrong. Like I could screw it. This could be a mess. We'll find out. Okay. So bear with me. Now we got to get this. We got to get this into the oven, and we have our peel. And traditionally in Chicago, what goes on the peel? Polenta, cornmeal. That's what goes on the peel. So I'm gonna move this over to the side because I know that's not sticking. But I'm gonna take a little bit of this cornmeal. It's ball bearings. Okay, we don't want that dough to stick. These are ball bearings. And yes, it's going to get over your oven. Pizza's not a clean thing. It's just, you have to be willing to make a mess. Okay, so now there's my crust. You can see it shrunk a little bit, but it's a pretty good size. So we're going to put this into the oven, 3 to 4 minutes. I'm gonna be watching. We're going to go 3 to 4 minutes, and then we're going to pull it out, dress it, goes back in. Okay, so going over here to the stove. I'm going to need an oven mitt because when I pull that rack out, it's going to be screaming hot, right? It's 500 degrees. So here we go. We're going to go in, pull that out, and right on there. Beautiful. Four minutes. Although now it's more like, we'll call it 3.5 at this point. Timer, 3.5 minutes. Let's go. Stopwatch, reset. Okay, so we're going 3.5. We're live. We're doing this. You might wonder what's going to happen next when it comes out. What are we going to put on it? Well, we got sauce over there. Somebody said I locked up. I hope things have recovered. Have I recovered? Am I back on? Oh, I see some things popping up. Okay, all right. Thank you. Thank you. The dough is in there. I've got cheese. We can talk about the cheese while that's we're at 30 seconds. You got another 3 minutes. This is a blend: mozzarella and provolone. 8 ounces of mozzarella, 2 ounces of provolone, and then a 1/4 cup of grated Romano cheese in this. Okay. Now the mozzarella cheese I like to use part skim mozzarella on thin crust pizza. The whole milk, it's too soupy. Whole milk is great if you're making deep dish, but regular thin crust pizza, we want part skim. So that's what this is a blend of, and I think this is enough cheese to go on the pizza. If it's not, I got it back up. Okay. Then we're gonna put sausage on the pizza. If you saw my post from yesterday, I rode my bike like a madman through Des Plaines River trails, which don't ever ride your bike on the Des Plaines River Trail. Oh my God. I almost got seriously hurt. But anyway, I went to Nautilus in Chicago. Although if you cross the street, you're in Elmwood Park, but on the other side, it's Chicago. Went to Nautilus, which is the best Italian sausage. If you know, you know. So we're gonna put some Italian sausage on there. We're gonna put some giardiniera on the pizza. And I'm a big fan of the Marconi brand, possibly because it's made in Des Plaines. And, well, that's what I am. So anyway, so that's what's going on our pizza. It's gonna be sausage, giardiniera, mozzarella, and it should be wonderful. Okay, so we're at 2 minutes. I'm just gonna check that the pizza's not ready yet. I'm just gonna take a peek. We'll turn the light on here. I don't want to actually open this up. Where's my button for the light? There it is. I'm gonna let it go a little bit longer. The docker didn't quite poke it very well, so we got some puffy spots, but we'll push those down and sauce it up, and it'll be okay. But we gotta go another minute. I don't want this dough to be unset before I start putting stuff on top. Where's the brick cheese? Isn't that Detroit pizza? We don't put brick cheese on Chicago style. Now, once this goes back in, we're looking at maybe about 10 minutes. I really don't know because I've never baked this before, but I'm thinking about 10 minutes once this goes back in. The dough is not going to be fully cooked yet. We got to get the bottom crispy. Okay. All right. So we're really close to where I wanted it to be. I'm going to pull the dough out. You're going to see it looks very weird right now. Okay. There's a little bit of puff to it. Okay. That's just air. That's going to go back down. Really. Actually, I just have to push it down with my hand. There's plenty of room for that to escape. So we're going to push that down. Not brown yet at all. It's very, very white still. So, sauce. My pot was right by my oven, so the hand was a little hot. We're going to put sauce on this. Here's 1 scoop of sauce. I know it looks a little weird. It'll be okay. Once this all settles down and the sauce makes it fall and cheese makes it fall, it will look like a normal pizza. Right now it's just a little puffy. Now, my docker, I should have pushed a little bit harder with my docker. Okay, and you can see 1 scoop does it. That's plenty of sauce. Maybe we'll get a bit more sauce over there. There's a little crackle in the crust there. It'll be okay. And then I got sauce dripping over the side. I don't like sauce that drips over the side. There we go. Okay. By the way, sauce, use whatever pizza sauce you want. Okay, so now we're gonna put the sausage on. Traditional Chicago style pizza, you put the ingredients underneath. And yeah, this is raw sausage. It's going to be in there this pizza is going to be in there for another 10 minutes. So this sausage will be cooked by the time it comes out. And I'm putting a ½ pound of sausage on this. I'm not going chintzy on the toppings here. So this should be plenty of sausage. And I'm looking at this, I don't think I need all the cheese. This is going to be loaded with sausage. But this is how a sausage pizza should come when you order sausage, right? This is nice. Okay, and this is only ½ pound, not that much sausage. Okay. Then the giardiniera. I like to chop up the giardiniera. You know, it comes in big chunks when you get it in the jar. I find on a pizza, if you chop it up, you get nicer texture. Okay. And then let me wipe my hands. Cheese. Okay, cheese on there. I already can see I got way too much cheese, but that's okay. We're gonna put a fair amount of cheese on this thing. This is gonna get cheesed up. This is what you want when you go to when you order out. You want cheese. So that's what we're gonna get. We're gonna get cheese. We're not gonna be shy. Okay, and I'm actually very happy that I did the power bake because there's a lot of toppings on this, and what I was afraid of is that the spot between the dough and the sauce underneath was not going to cook right, and then it gets what we call gummy because the dough doesn't actually set up and cook. But now I know that that's not going to be gummy. I know it's cooked, and so now what we're hoping for is that the bottom gets crispy and this gets all nice and brown. It's going to go back in, and it should go back in nice and easy now because it's cooked underneath. It's going to go back in. I can actually just push it. So now it's in there, and we're going to let it go. 10 minutes, I hope. But we're gonna start checking it at 8. But 10 minutes for sure. While we're waiting, you can look and see it. So, thank you, Mary. Good. While we're waiting, this leftover dough. You're like, Mike, you're so wasteful. What do we? Actually, what I do with this dough is I put it in the freezer. And when I get enough of it, I flatten it out, cut it with a roller, rolling pin, flatten it out. I actually have to defrost it, right? Take it out of the freezer, defrost it, flatten it out, cut it into strips. And then I deep fry the strips. It's beer nuggets. Have you ever had beer nuggets? They're using their old scrap dough, and they're frying up the old scrap dough, and they're making beer nuggets. So that's what I like to do with this. So this is going to get frozen and saved, and one day it's going to be a nice snack to have on a Friday night watching a movie and maybe having a beer or something. Okay. Also, while we're waiting, I'm going to show you my little mascot. Because why not? We have time to kill. There's my little mascot. Student gave this to me. And it was like one of it was like the nicest thing a student ever given me. So it's charming. So this is little Mike with his pizza. It says Panisi's Pizza on the back, and I know that that's backwards, so you can't tell, but that's Panisi's Pizza. And then she gave me a dog to go with it, and the dog was a Dalmatian. And all my students know I have a border collie, so he's been painted, and you can see if you know Elwood, that's Elwood. So this is my mascot. This is little Mike and little Elwood, and they're hanging out here with me, cheering me on, hoping this pizza is going to turn out right, and I sure hope it does. So I'm gonna go take a peek. It's looking okay. And if something were to happen, if I felt like this wasn't cooking up right at this point, what are these nuggets you speak of? I've never been given a nugget. Oh, we can work on that. We can work on the nuggets. If this doesn't bake up right, if I feel like the top is not melting or browning as fast as I need to, I could always pull the pizza out, turn the broiler on, and then put it back in, and we just hit the top with the broiler, and we can crisp up the cheese if we need to. I'm really liking how the bottom crust is coming out. So I think this is going to be fine, but we're only 3 minutes in, and I told you this was going to be a 10-minute bake. And I don't have a whole lot of, I don't have filler material for this next 7 minutes. It's going to be ugly. I don't even know who's watching. This is, we don't want to have dead air, but I'm not exactly sure how to fill it. I wish, I don't know too many jokes. I have one joke I was saving for later, and I certainly don't want to use it now. I was going to wait till I started cutting open the pizza for that. Let's see. Flat bottom ladle. Oh yeah, flat bottom ladle would be great. I need to go to a restaurant supply store for that. Absolutely. And again, I didn't tell you what I put in the pizza sauce. Use your own pizza sauce. Make your own pizza sauce. Explore, experiment, do something like. If you don't know what to start with, I suggest going to Jewel or maybe I think Mariano's or something. But there's a brand of tomatoes called Muti, and Muti makes a pizza sauce. They actually have 4 different varieties of pizza sauce. That'd be a good place to start using Muti pizza sauce. All right, let's take another look at the pizza. I don't want to open this and change the heat. It's looking pretty good. Crust is getting nice and brown. I think it's gonna work. I'm a little excited because it's gonna work. I wasn't sure. I already see the bottom is. I'm getting some nice browning on the edges of the pizza, which is a good sign. The cheese is all melted on top. I don't have any brown yet, so we're gonna try to get that all together. And incidentally, even the real pizza places don't always get this down right, and a lot of pizzas come out pale, and there's a lot of guys that they don't like it pale, so they tell them they tell the pizza makers make it well done, and you shouldn't have to order a pizza well done. It should be just done, right? But so you can sometimes you got to order a pizza well done, and they basically burn it. I don't know why you want to burn pizza, but some people like it. Hopefully we won't need a well-done pizza. It's all going to be perfect and brown the way it's supposed to be and crispy on the bottom and not burnt anywhere. Well-done pizza. It's actually a thing. It's not right. Let's see. Okay, I was just looking at some comments. Not too many people on right now, but you guys are gonna watch this video. Somebody's gonna watch this video eventually. I'm hoping. I'm sure somebody's gonna watch the video eventually. We're at 6 minutes. So remember, we par baked the crust for 3.5 minutes roughly, and then now we're at 6 minutes. So we're at a total of almost 10 minutes of bake time. I'm gonna take a peek again. It's getting close. Right now, this pizza could get served, but it's pale on top. The cheese is all completely melted, but it's pale. We want some nice browning on that cheese. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to check it one more time. What I think I'm going to do at this point, so we're at 7 minutes in. I know that the stone is plenty hot. The cheese is a little pale still. I could wait another minute, or I could turn the boiler on, and that's what I'm having this debate on, because I guess, like I said, I've never done this. So I'm waiting. I'm going to wait one more minute and see what that cheese color does. And if I don't feel like the cheese is browning up enough, I'm just going to. It's already up high. I'm going to turn the boiler on. And that boiler's going to set that cheese up on top. So we'll see. This is, again, professional pizza oven. The temperature would be much higher to begin with. We'd be at like 550, very uniform 550, maybe 575 even. And we're going to have to worry about the cheese browning up. It would all be right. But so we're going along. Almost 8 minutes now, plus the 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. We're almost to 11 minutes, and that's a pretty typical bake time, even at a commercial pizza place. It takes about 12 to 15 minutes for a pizza. So let's see what we got. Oh, okay. So it is starting to get, the cheese is starting to get brown. I don't think I have to turn on the boiler. I just think we have to be patient and let it do what it's going to do. So we could have like some Jeopardy music. I don't know. I don't know how to fill 2 minutes of time on this, but we'll try. Oh, no, by the way, you notice I didn't use a lot of cornmeal. I just needed enough to get the disc to slide around. I don't know about you, but I don't like when the bottoms are packed with corn. Like it's just nothing but a solid slab of cornmeal underneath. That's too much, and you don't really need a lot. And if we're doing this double bake method, actually very easy to do. The stone, by the way, is a corderite stone. That's the name of the material, and you can pick up one like what I got for about $40. And obviously you can make more than pizza on it. It's a very nice thing to have in your oven because it will help stabilize the temperature. So if you ever want to do any kind of baking where you want a nice steady temperature, the stone will help that to happen. Because usually what happens in most ovens is the temperature goes up and then it goes back down, it goes up. Having that stone in there will help keep the temperature more even. Okay, so we're at 9 minutes. I think 10 is going to be the magic number. I kind of said 10. I'm going to peek again. I said 10. We're going to wait for 10. So it's 3.5 minutes par bake, full 10 to get this done, and it's going to come out at 10. It's where we want it to be, and I'm going to show it to you, and hopefully you'll maybe be inspired by this to actually try it yourself. This is not what I did was nothing that hard. I mixed the dough by hand, rolling pin, baking stone. Baking stone is maybe the hardest thing. Okay, so we're now at 10 minutes. I am ready to pull that pizza out. Okay, so here we go. Go in. And look at that. The cheese is perfectly browned on top. The crust, the edge on the crust, it's golden brown. Okay, this is one of my favorite things to do. We're gonna take a look underneath. See, like, look at that. I can lift up the crust. That's how crispy and set it is. Let me see if I can get a spatula. Well, I don't want to drop this though. We're gonna leave this here. Oh, shut the oven off. My God. This is one of the reasons why I planned this today is because I knew it was going to be not too hot. But I'll tell you, it's getting hot in here. Okay, so let me take this spatula here and see if I can lift up the pizza just a little bit so you can see underneath. Like, I don't know, can you see that it was very nicely baked? There's just some brown spots. This is going to be wonderful. We're going to cut into this in just a second. I actually want to take a few snapshots of this because it's kind of pretty. Before I cut into it and ruin its prettiness. Camera, there we go. Let's take a few shots of this. Okay, that's it. Okay, now one more. All right, so now we got to cut this. This is Chicago style pizza. Chicago style pizza demands square cut. That's how we do things. So I'm gonna get my pizza cutter and we're gonna cut it. We're gonna do 16 slices. Okay. Now, if you don't have a pizza cutter handy, maybe you have some old Brian Adams CDs lying around in your house. I hear the Brian Adams CDs, they cut like a knife, so you might want to try that. Now I hope you can hear that crunch from the like, just listen to it. That is exactly what you want from a pizza, right? You want that crunch. And that's what we're getting. So we'll go 4 this way, then we'll go this way, 4. Now you got the corner slices, you got the square slices. This is still screaming hot. But let's pick up one of these slices, just take a look. This is an easy one, so let's look. Oh, let's look at that. Okay. So look. So you see what I was talking about? You see the structure? See how there's like this lower level and this upper level? That was what the lamination does. So when you bite into that, you're gonna get this crispy crunch. But then you're also gonna get the chew of the dough. So and And that's how I like my tavern style pizza. There's all different kinds of tavern style pizzas. This I kind of like. And so there it is. You don't need to see me eat this pizza and enjoy it, although well, isn't that what you're supposed to do on a cooking show? You're supposed to actually, like this isn't going to be good, right? But okay, so we'll take a bite, right? Oh, this is the worst thing I've ever had. There's too much cheese. No, it's fine. It's wonderful, right? And it's crispy. I don't know if you can hear the crunch in that, but this is what it's all about. I'm actually really happy this worked. This totally worked. I love the fact that I have a nice big pizza now. I used to have to settle for little personal sized pizzas. Now I got a nice one I could put out and a bunch of people can eat it at once. This is pretty cool. I hope this was useful for you. And keep an eye out because I'm going to be doing other videos for other styles of pizza, bread, all kinds of things. So thanks for watching.